extremely, well, he's the only creature listed in the Bible that can double his lifespan. He can double his lifespan. And this is what it tells you to do. It tells you can do it too if you read it in the Bible. If you do it like the eagle, he can do it too. The eagle is a unique bird. He hooks up or marries, so to speak, with one mate, and they hook for life. If one of them dies, the other one never goes to another mate. They stay forever with each other. Now, when one of that eagle reaches about 50 years of age, his feathers begin to fall out. His claws begin to get loose. His beak begins to fall off. He knows he's about to die. But he has a chance. He has one chance to make it for another 50 years. He flies to his secret graveyard. Eagles have a secret graveyard. And they're like an elephant. An elephant won't die on his own until he finds his graveyard. He knows where it's at. Eagle is the same way. You can walk through the woods, the valleys, the forest all day long, all night. You'll never find a carcass of a dead eagle that died naturally. If you find one, somebody killed it, because you got to find his graveyard before you find his carcass. And that's where that eagle goes when he gets ready to die. He heads to the graveyard. He's got 50 years behind him. He's 50 years old, thereabouts. And when those feathers start falling out, he knows his time. His time is up. But he has a chance to renew his life. The Bible says, renew your life like the eagle. Look it up in the Bible. Renew your life like the eagle. Study how he did it. And he says God will furnish you the food that will allow you to renew your life, just like he did the eagle. Well, this eagle goes to his graveyard, and he sits down. When he sits down on the ground, his claws fall out. He can't walk now without great pain. With no claws, when he goes to walk, it's terribly painful for him. His feathers fall out and he can't fly. He's sitting there naked with no clothes on. His beak falls off. And now he's really going to have trouble, because he needs that beak to pick up his food with. But it fell off. He had trouble trying to even walk. Great pain. His mate now comes to his rescue. Once a day, that mate, she don't lie in that graveyard, but she flies over as she drops fresh kill. The eagle eat anything. They don't care how long it's been dead, but they won't. When they're fighting for their life, it must be fresh kill. That means the mate's got to go hunting and find that, whatever it is, and bring it to the mate and drop it. Well, if it falls right next to him, it's not too much problem to get it in his mouth sideways. No beak to pick it up and no claws to walk. But if it falls a long ways away, he's hoping tomorrow it's going to be a better target, or the next day. If he gets enough of it, he can miss a day or two, but he's got to start getting that food every day. And slowly and surely, he begins to gain strength. Slowly but surely. It takes a while. It's a long hill to climb, so to speak. Just like when we're recovering from some great sickness or illness, yes, it don't happen just like that.
Right.
It takes time. It takes time and dedication to do it. Well, this eagle does that. He does it. He struggles. When he's got to walk a little distance, he has terribly pain. But he'll make it if he's determined. When he gets that food, as he begins to grow stronger, those feathers begin to sprout. Those new claws begin to come back. That new beak begins to grow. Every day that he gets his food, a little bit more, and a little bit more. And one day, he walks up to the crest of that hill, and he looks at the sky, and he soars. 50 more years. He just renewed his life. He just renewed his life. He's going to live to be 100 years because he made it. He made it. The Bible says you can too. You can make it too, just like the eagle. It said, renew your life like the eagle. Do like the eagle. What was it God said to Job? Remember we talked about that last night? He said, when Job asked him the question, how could he get rid of all this pain? How could he handle all this? He said, ask the beasts, ask the fowls, ask the fishes, past the earth. They got the answer right before your eyes. You just got to see it.
Wow.
You got to hear it. You got to look at it. You got to study it.
That's right.
You got to do it. You got to put effort behind it.
Amen.
See, nothing comes easy in this world. You ought to know that by now. It wasn't easy to feed your family, pay the rent, build a building. Nothing is easy. It's by the sweat of your brow. The day that Adam sinned, it brought that curse of sweat of our brow down. Nobody's ever eat a piece of bread that somebody didn't have to sweat for. May not have been you who bought it from the grocery store, but it was the man who put the seed in the ground and gathered it. Somebody sweat for that piece of bread. He worked for it. And that's what God told Job. Ask the beast. Ask the field. The fowl. Look at the fowl. Look how the geese know when to leave Canada. They know if they don't leave, they're going to freeze to death. They're going to die.
That's right.
And they know when. It's not winter yet, but they know if it's coming early, if it's coming late. They know when to leave.
That's right.
They know. You can know too, he said.